basic contents of research structures. The main contents of research structures we will see as basic structures of the researches. So the main component of or element typically found in researches. Typically found in research structures. Here are the key components often found in research papers, or projects, along with a brief descriptions. We will see it's number one, titles of the research. The researcher should be identify his research titles after he propose research titles. The other sections are addressed, so a concise and descriptive title that provides an overview of the research topics should be necessary. That means title. Number two, abstracts. Abstract is the next structures of the research. After you complete your researches, you should be summarize your research papers. The summarized forms of the research paper is known as abstracts. Abstracts, a summary of the research, including the research questions. The research questions are like how, why, such things are the research questions. Methodology, what you are used. Maybe the methodologies are tentative. If the researches are tentative, maybe as you can determine your methodology or the ways of you should address that researches. After that result and conclusions should be the main contents of the abstract sections. Thirdly, introduction. After you are arranging the researches starting from research title, abstract, the third sections should be introduction. Under introduction, the backgrounds of formations on the research topics, the problem statements, and the objectives of the research should be addressed. The objects for the studies are writing introduction. Under introductions, you should be classify the topics, every topics addressed in that research. Statement of problem, objective of the research. Maybe the objectives are general or specific objectives. They should be included in that. And the other section, what you are writing under introductions or chapter 1 of the researches are or arrangements of the other chapters, starting from chapter 1, the contents of chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. All their contents should be addressed under introductions. Next one, literature review. These ones are addressed in chapter 2 of the researches. After you complete chapter 1, you are summarize or you are doing critical analysis of the existing literature relevant or the new research what are similar with your own researches, titles or topics. You should, after you are identifying those literature review, the newest literature review, you are addressing to the research topics, highlighting gaps, the gap of the existing or the relevant researches, and database, also current knowledge what you are taking from that researches. The fifth one is research questions and hypotheses. If your researches are without experimental design, you are doing or you are taking the data by using questionnaires. If your researches are should be doing by experimental analysis, you should be doing hypothesis. So clearly formulate that research questions and our hypothesis guiding the study what you are doing. The next section or 6 one is methodology. Methodology means detailed explanations of the research design or by what mechanisms you are doing that research or the ways of data collections method and experimental analysis ways or analyzing procedures. This section should allow for the replications of the studies. So the main thing is in research methodology. If your research methodology is good, you can handle your researches in easy ways. So the basic thing is methodology what you are follow in your research sections. The next section is number 7 results. That means in chapter 4 after you are determining the research methodologies and the materials, in chapter 3 you are doing maybe experimental analysis or data what you have collecting from different sections or different office you are analyzing. So in analyzing or chapter 4 results and analyzing of the studies, the presentations of the finding often using tables, graphs or static analysis are addressed in under results or number 7. The next section is number 8. After you have collecting your results, maybe experimental or maybe data what you have collected, you are discussing about that data. That section is discussion sections. In here, chapter 4. Discussion means interpretations of the results, comparisons with the existing literature reviews, and exploration of the implications of finding what you have are discussed under discussions, that is detailed discussions of the result what you are get. Next section is number 9 conclusions. After you are doing discussions, you are coming to conclusions and recommendations of the data. That means chapter 5. Conclusion means the summary, summarizing findings. The findings discusses their significances and suggests that the values for the future. That means recommendations of that research results in research. So final things are these ones. Number 10. After you are doing the conclusion, the recommendations of your paper, you have a reference or number 10 reference sections. Reference a comprehensive list of all the sources cited in your paper. The following specific citation style may be As example, you are using APA style, maybe APA 7 or APA 5 as you went according to American, or MLA or Chicago styles. On many papers, the researchers are using APA style, APA 7 styles. So you are using different mechanisms of citations in one research. You should be use only one citation style. It is impossible to mixing different citation styles. That means if you are using APA style, all of your documents should be done by APA styles, or if you are using Chicago styles, you should be using that one only. It is impossible to mixing with Chicago styles and APA styles, or with APA style or with MLA styles. It is impossible. It is forbidden. So as you enter your site, all the reference what you are used in your papers. Number 11, acknowledgements, that the recognitions of individual or organizations or founding resources that contributed to the research, or the person who are supports you in your research. You should acknowledge them. The last one is appendix, additional material such as raw data, questionnaires, or supplementary information that supports the main text, but it is not essential for understanding the core findings. The last one is note that the structure can vary slightly based on the specific requirements of the research projects or guidelines provided by the academic institutions or journal what you are used. So the basic contents of the research or the research structures have around 12 sections like appendix, acknowledgement, reference, conclusion, discussion, result discussions. You are doing what is one in chapter 4, conclusion recommendations you can use in chapter 5, or maybe you can use in chapter 6. So methodology in chapter 3, methodology and materials, and research question or hypothesis. Literature review. This one is sections of chapter 2. That materials, what you are using, the mechanism what you are using, or the ways of analyzing, or the ways of experimental design. You should be summarize the existing research relating your researches. And the section chapter 1, introduction, abstract, titles should be address or contain basic contents of the researches, but before the titles you should use the cover page of the research. Thank you for watching. Thank you for today. If it is good for you or if you are happy for this paper, please subscribe my channel and share for your friends. Thank you.